follow-up to my last video where we covered the basics of PCGen, character creation. So now that that's out of the way, we can start playing with some of the cooler features that it has to offer. We're going to touch on stat block creation, temporary bonuses, and then using the save as feature to batch out a lot of NPCs in a short time. So let's jump right in. Okay, so now that we're back in PCGen, we're just going to go ahead and use the same sources as we did last time, so we'll load those up. So we can just go ahead and click our new character button just like last time. And now we're back at the new character screen, so we'll just go ahead and hit our random name generator just like last time. And we didn't touch on it last time, but you can change these categories and catalogs to like get a certain nationality or a certain type of name for your character. I like to use that when I'm making groups of NPCs so they all have similarly sounding names. And since I think this guy's going to be a bad guy, we're going to go with the Blood and Blades right here and hit generate. Oh, Twilight Murderer. I think that will be just fine. And we're going to be making a Barbarian today. So once again, I have a 25 point by stat block from RPGbot.net. So I'm going to start dropping those in. 18. Well, doesn't want to. 14. 14. 10. Oh, it's starting to get mad at us. 12. Oh, it's really mad. And 7, which should... Yep, there we go, 25. So now it looks like we need to grab a race, and we're going to stick to the classics for Barbarian and go half orc. And we're going to make them an adult. It should be noted that based on what you, what age group you select, it will do the adjustments to your stats. If you go like super old or super young. So let's select a class and add a level, and we know what we're doing and how it's going to work, so we don't have to go into the class page. We can just do it on the smaller class and level selection on the right. We're going to pick Barbarian, and we're going to do this in increments of 5 levels. So you just throw a 5 in that box and hit plus. And it's going to go ahead and apply 5 levels, and then we're going to get a bunch of pop-ups. Let's see, so the first one, we got to level 4, so we need to add a ability score bonus, and we're going to put that in strength, obviously, since we're a barbarian. And then that's our random HP rolls, and that's actually... I mean, it's pretty good. It's about average, so we'll take that. All right, and next up is going to be skill points. So we'll just click our things to be done button, and you want to make sure that you have your class level selected, and the first thing we're going to do, obviously, is put 1 point into each of our class skills to get those bonuses. And then after that, we're going to throw 2 more points into acrobatics, 2 into climb, 2 into perception. Oh, whoops. 2 into survival. And then let's go ahead and throw 1 point into knowledge nature. And I think we're just going to go ahead and max out our intimidate. Can we? Do we have enough points left? No, we don't. Okay, that's fine. I'm happy with that. You can see over here our climb is 10. What's our intimidate at? Oh, it's only at a 7, but it'll get there. Don't worry about it. So back over to our summary. And and we get a ability bonus. We're gonna put that in strength. And back to the summary. Now favored class. I don't know if we're gonna multi-class this character at all, but I do know that we're gonna be doing a lot of levels of Barbarian, so you want to take that as your favorite class bonus, or your favorite class, and then we're gonna go hit points on all of these. So you just click this button 5 times. And I'm kind of breezing through all this stuff since it's the same things that we did in the last video, but we got to get this guy started so that we can move on. Now, we got Feats, and we're going to go, I think we're going to follow the power attack tree all the way through. So we need to grab that right now. And then also, this is going to start paying off later. Obviously, level 5, nothing's going to get too crazy, but I'm going to take Reckless Rage. And then RPG Botnet always recommends on their Barbarian page that you want to get as many rage powers as you can if you're playing Barbarian. So we're going to go ahead and get extra rage. Oh no. Extra rage powers. And then racial subtype. I'm gonna go with no on that. I haven't really played with the racial subtype stuff that you get out of the advanced race guide, so skip that for now. And now this is the fun part where rage powers. So we're gonna go with, how many do we get? We can see 2. And go Reckless Abandon. And Roused Anger. And that's going to let us rage cycle once. So as we stack up once per rage powers, if you end your rage and go back into it with the Roused Anger, you can use those again in the same combat. And then, don't think we need to mess with that right now. Oh, yeah, we do. So we're going to go with the standard rage. Last for this we have traits, and what are we going to take for traits? All right, we're going to go with reactionary, which, I mean, I don't know if there's, as far as traits go, it's one of the most valuable ones that you can get. And then Indomitable Faith. Got that right there. And will saves are terrible for Barbarians, so that's an easy way to bump it up a little bit. Okay, and we're pretty much done with that. Now, this is going to be an NPC, and if you switch your character type from PC to NPC, it gives you a couple different options. So we're going to click that. And then we're going to go to inventory. I'm going to go to add kit. And now last time we could add PC wealth, but this time we can go with NPC wealth. And we want him to be a badass, so we're going to go with heroic NPC. And it's going to take a second. There it is. And now Barbarians kit. Now last time I was talking about doing starting wealth plus a +1 weapon. It's recommended when you're building NPCs that you account for their +1 weapon, or you account for their weapons in their total wealth. And that's a way of like keeping combat balance, so when you put a CR5 monster that you made, you know that it's about in the range of other CR5 monsters or what have you. So Barbarians love falchions, so we're gonna make one of those, but obviously we're going to have to keep it under budget for what we just gave him. A falcon. Oh, you can have a bird. Maybe that'll come up later. So we're going to go with add custom. And then throw that +1 on there. And now you can see we're at $23.75 and he can still afford that. So we're going to buy that. And then I always like to throw a dagger on pretty much every character. They cost nothing. And if you lose your main weapon, you at least have something to hit with. So we're going to grab that for 2 gold pieces. And our armor is going to be truly horrendous, but we don't really have a ton of gold to spare. So we're just going to go with leather. And studded leather. No enchantment. But it's going to give us +3 to our armor class bonus, so take that and add equipment. And we still have about 1,000 gold pieces to play around with, but I don't think we're going to buy anything else right now, so now we just need to get all of this stuff equipped. It's going to go into both hands. This will be carried, but we know what it's for, and studded leather. Alright, and now we can see we have our pretty much complete level 5 character. I don't know if there's really anything else that we would want to add to him as far as abilities or equipment goes for an NPC. And so you can see that we have all of our special attacks and stuff listed right here. Our rage, power attack, the fact that we get an extra rage, our reckless rage, but it's not really a huge problem right now, but as this character progresses, keeping track of all of those stat changes and which abilities you're using and how they affect pretty much all of your stats, especially when you're changing like one of your core ability scores all the time like you are with a Barbarian, it's really helpful to use this, which is the temporary bonuses. So let's see. We're going to add rage, and you want to make sure that you add, that's the spell. Where's standard rage? All right, so we're going to add that since we have standard rage. We're going to add reckless abandon because we took that as, what was it, feat? Yeah. We're going to apply that, and then we also took power attack. So we're going to grab our power attack two-handed, and we're going to apply that to our falchion and add it. So now we can jump back over to our character sheet, and you can see that we have these new temporary bonus boxes. And it's actually recalculating because all of them are applied right now. So you can see here now, if now all of our new temporary bonuses are applied and at the same time. So let's look at our stats. Right now, when we power attack, we're at +15 with 2d4 +17, and that's at level 5. That's with everything turned on. Our AC is at 11 whenever we do that, which is terrible, but you know, you're using reckless and you got a lot of HP, so you know, that's a 1 round per combat or one time per rage ability. So, but what we can do is uncheck these boxes in any combination that we want, and it'll completely recalculate our whole sheet. So we can turn off both of those. So let's say we were just power attacking when not in a rage. And it's going to, you can see our AC go back up right there, and it's going to recalculate our stats completely for us. So if you have a character that has a lot of different abilities that they're constantly turning on or turning off for magic items, what you can do, and what I like to do, is actually print out a this just your your main character sheet with the most likely combinations of abilities checked. So if you had a barbarian with haste and rage, and sometimes they power attacked, I would probably have 3 sheets: one where they're raging, one where they're hasting, and one where they're haste raging, and then using this, write down the totals for my power attack on all of those sheets so that I can, you know, you don't need a whole different sheet for power attack, but it is useful. So the next thing is we're going to go ahead and save this guy. We're going to go save as, and we're going to save him specifically at level 5. And we're going to jump back to our... Oh, it doesn't like that I have traits because I'm an NPC, but I think we can house rule that it's fine. Alright, so we are now going to add 5 more levels to bring this guy up to level 10. So let it calculate all of our new stats. And we got another ability bonus. We're going to put that into strength, obviously. And there's all of our new HP, which we're going to accept. And now with level 10, we got 100 HP, and you can see our things to be done has repopulated with new stuff. So we're going to jump into our skill points. And I wanted to do it last time, but I misallocated the stats. But I think I want to max Intimidate. So we're going to do that right now. I don't know why, but I love playing Barbarians with maxed Intimidates. Alright, and we're done with that. And then I think I'm going to dump 3 more points into Acro, 3 more points into Climb, 3 into Perception, 3 into Survival, and then, I mean, put the last 2 points in Ride and Swim. Not bad to have, but I feel like we're going to get a lot less mileage out of them than our other stats. And go back to our summary, do our favorite class bonus again, and just kind of run through this as fast as possible since we know what we're going to do with it. And there we go. Clicked it too many times. Back to our summary, over to Feats. Now, let's see, what am I going to take? So I said we were going to follow the power attack tree, and that is going to happen. Now we're going to go with Cleave. And Great Cleave. And that's all the feats we get for right there. And new rage powers. Let's see. And now I think we're going to go with some of the Beast Totem. So we got 3 points, and we're going to go Beast Totem Lesser, Beast Totem, and Beast Totem Greater. And that's going to start helping to mitigate some of the AC problems that we were having at level 5. Although, I mean, I personally want to leave those for a level 5 NPC because that's something that you might run into. And it's still yelling at us about the traits, but that's fine. I don't care. And so now back to inventory. Sadly, our NPC wealth trick only works once on each NPC character. So I will have to figure out how much gold to add. And it looks like NPCs would have about 12,000 GP at 10th level, and we already had 3,400 in there, so I think we need to add another 8,600 about. We can type that right there and click plus, and that's gonna add that to our gold total. Get that out of there so I don't accidentally add it again. And I think we probably want to get a new weapon, or at least get this one enchanted. So what we can do is sell back that falchion, and we're just going to make a new one with, oh, if I can spell. So we're going to click on our +1, it already has it on there, and add custom. And then I think I just want it to be on fire. That plus 1d6 of flaming damage will be sick. So we're going to buy that. And also I think we need some new armor. So we're going to get, I think we have enough for +1 armor, so we're going to find an agile breastplate. Looking through the list of all the items on here, I'm constantly just stopping to read what the heck all of these things are, because I don't know what an agile alpenstock is, and it doesn't have the description, so that would be like 45 minutes of me reading some website to learn what it is, but we're not going to do that right now. So we're going to go to add custom, and we're just going to make this a +1. And buy it. And I mean, we can sell back our studded leather. We're not going to need that anymore. It's garbage. Okay, after that we're all done. So now I can go to equipping. And you should note that for our power attack, you can see that power attack on our temporary bonuses is attached to that weapon that we originally had. So we're going to have to do that again. I'm going to remove the bonus, add it back, and now you can see that it has the +1 flaming. And add, and okay. Alright, and now we're back at our character sheet. Let's see what sort of stats we got. Alright, you can see normally Barbarians ramp up so crazy. I mean, already at level 10, this is getting stupid. So without Reckless Abandon or Standard Rage, we're now hitting at what with power attack? +14, +9, and 2d4 +19. And that's without any of our abilities. Our AC is up to 19, but now let's throw on Reckless Abandon and Standard Rage to see how that changes. Oh, look at that HP. 128. Heck yeah. Okay, so now, for that one shot, we're at +19, +14 to hit, and 2d4 +22 for one attack. But the great thing is we have that Greater Cleave, which means if there's an adjacent enemy, we can then hit them with that, and Greater Cleave lets us chain that as many times as possible. So, I mean, use this guy, try to get your party to line up, and then TPK them all in one shot. I think that they will appreciate that and call you a great DM for doing that. Maybe not, but whatever. Alright, so we're all done there. The last thing I wanted to show you is we're going to save as again, and we're going to do this at level 10. So you can see that we're starting to build up like a group of barbarians, and the reason that I'm doing that is because eventually I want to have my party fight a group of barbarians, but I don't want them to all be exactly the same and at the same level. You know, you probably want like a couple level 3s, 2 level 5s, and 1 level 10 to make like a more dynamic experience, and I can slap on a bunch of different weapons. And then the other thing I can do is, normally when I'm playing NPCs as a DM, I wouldn't actually play off a full character sheet. Neither would you. You probably want to use like a stat block. And you can see on the character sheet, there's a bunch of different stat block options right here with varying amounts of detail. And so, I don't really like that one. Let's see see what stat block 3 looks like. Nope. There's one that I really like. Maybe it's the stat block Pathfinder. So I might use something like this, but I usually take all of these and throw them onto, I could either print them or throw them onto a Google Doc file, where then I could reference back to that. And after I put them in Google Docs or print them and put them in my binder, I now always have a Barbarian stat block. If they meet an NPC on the road or in a tavern and they want to fight, or even just roll some sort of charm spell and I need immediately to have a save or something to go off of, I kind of like to just have these stat blocks available to me, so I could either fudge it, which a lot of times I will, but if I know that that sheet is right there, a lot of times I'll just jump back to the sheet so I can see what the actual number is. So, all right, cool, we're all done here, and I'll just save again to make sure. And all right, guys, thanks for watching. If you want to see this Barbarian go all the way up to level 20, make sure to like and subscribe so you see the next video. We're going to be looking a little bit more at stat blocks and using them to make a group of NPCs that all have diverse weapons and levels and stats. Thanks, have a good day.